Hooper.
Ooh.
Bowl him. Oh my golly. Well, well, well. We did talk about wickets falling in the first over. This the second over. As Bishop goes. Let's look at it. Let's look at his demise. From wrong the wicket is Hooper. Hooper advancing down the track. And there he went. Did the ball clip the leg bail?
Yes, it just clipped the bill. Probably a shot. I don't know. Of a batsman who is just low on confidence, who haven't had form, who hasn't had success in recent time. Just charging down the wicket, probably more in probably premeditation than anything else. As if Hooper he would be well aware of. Some wide of the cricket and sand the ball into him and that it in basically. So he never were able to get to the pitch and it brought his demise. So once again a failure for Bishop and he will be concerned.
Yeah, gotta be careful though, Justin, with your movement down the pitch, especially if the bowler is a little bit on the pacier side. Now, if he throws the ball up and gives it generous flight, you have a greater chance of using your feet and get to the pitch of the ball. But when you're flatter, then you may not be advised to charge down the pitch as Bishop did then. No.
Hold him, 10 for 1.
He's gone.
And he's gone too.
Oh my golly, he was he was going to live that. That's Benjamin looking to live that over maybe long on. Played right around it, and he's gone.
Well,
2 wickets and 2 balls.
I don't know what you think about it, but at delivery it was pitched basically on the off stump and went on to hit the off stump, which is not something you expect at a certain level in cricket. I say no ball should be pitching on the off stump and hitting the off stump. It means that he's just gone, just played over, around, and just not played the line of the ball.
Really, he just didn't. And then it was the first ball he was facing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the first ball of over number 3. And gave a wicket to Jamal Francis. He'll be happy, the youngster. Yeah.
Yeah, that really was poor batting though. Douglas now replaces.
Yes. Head in the air and
so let's see what Francis would have first up for Douglas. They've got a repair job to do here. Here is Francis to Douglas over the wicket.
oh, good.
And turns that one down to forward square. Picks up a single off his first delivery. And brings the left-handed Kieran Kotoy to strike, who's yet to score and yet to face a ball. It's looking so it's a middle stump guard that he's taken. How did you take your guard back then, Justin?
I prefer towards the middle and leg.
I always favored middle
prefer
stump.
to look at the bowler with both staring at the bowler with both eyes. Just open up a bit.
Francis to Kotoy, who pushes that behind square on the outside. So they're on their toes here, Cinnamon Pacers. They've dislodged 2 from the Bailey Blasters. They will try to put a choke hold on Bailey. Tugs down to long on. Gets a single. Is Kotoy. So I think Bailey Blasters have only themselves to be blamed for poor batting this afternoon. As Francis will move in this time to bowl to Douglas. right-handed batsman. Looking to turn it out on the onside. Now we're going to try to make contact with Kevin Benjamin, who is mic'd up.
An appeal there, a delivery which was clearly probably going down the leg side. And Francis, who in the midst of a very good spell. Oh, and what was that? Oh, it just couldn't get to it. That was a really funny stuff. The ball delivery was full down the leg side. The batsman probably trying to turn it away on the onside. As we look at it, full toss. The bat went one way, the ball went into the air, and both the wicketkeeper and the bowler converging. None of them could have gotten to it. And Douglas, lucky there that he got away with that one.
So Kevin Bartholomew should be mic'd up. Kevin, are you hearing us?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Very well. So, Cinnamon Pacers, you've got up to a good start, really. You've picked up a couple of wickets in the early stages.
Yeah.
Your plan going to work?
Yes, yes. The skipper. Hold on a bit, eh? Yeah. What was the question again? Sorry.
Yeah, has your plan gone to work? You've picked up a couple of wickets very early.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the plan from since we went out on the field. Push them back and had them on the back foot early. That was a good power play. That was the goal in the power play, be under 20. And we achieved that.
Very nice. You've done better than you
Yeah.
anticipated.
Not bad, not
Yeah,
bad,
so
not bad.
delivery short just on about the middle and leg stump. And of course, you can't bowl that to Douglas. He was quickly, Kotoy, in fact, he was quickly onto the back foot and pulled that away over the backwards square leg region. And it goes for 6. So a maximum there by Kotoy, well over the head of Che down on the boundary. So they will be happy with that. It's 18 for 2. And a sweep shot now by Kotoy out towards backward square again. The fielder comes off the boundary and does the fielding. So it will be another 2. So just trying to move things on a bit. Asif Hooper trying to make it as difficult as he can. 20 for 2, we're in over number 4. And Karen Kotoy, who too haven't really gone as well as he probably hoped in the tournament so far. So needing some runs, short outside the off stump and cut away. Down behind point on the offside. And once again there is Jay Noel comes off the boundary and send what a quick return into the wicket keeper. So a single for Kotoy. It brings Douglas, Dylan Douglas into strike. Kotoy has gone to 10. He has faced 5 delivery. And Dylan Douglas is on 1 from 3. Current rate is 6, 21 for 2. We're in the middle of over number 4. And the delivery just turned away on the onside. And the fielder converging. 2 fielders, in fact, converging. And end up 2 runs to be had. Well-weighted shot. It was not hit hard enough so that the fielders can come off the boundary in time to cut off the second and go to run in between the wicket. They managed to pick up 2. Douglas goes to 3. It's 23 for 2. It's the man delivery short outside the off stump, dabbed away behind point on the offside. And it's another single. So 12 runs so far in the over. With a delivery, one legal delivery to go in the over. So here is Hooper again, delivery outside the off stump. These two will know each other so very well. Both of them from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we come to the end of the over.
Yeah, so come on, we're back to you. Asif has played such an important role in your team. We've noticed that he's opened the bowling, he's picked up a wicket in just the second over. How important is Asif and what does he bring to the team?
Yeah, well, he's a very important player on the team. He's a off-spin bowler. He bowls well, and when he needs to come up with the bat, he has. He played a crucial innings yesterday, but he didn't get over the line.
Yeah, and you talk about him not only bowling but playing a couple of crucial innings. How inspirational he is to the team. Kavan, how inspirational is Asif to the team?
Oh, yeah, he's a very good player. Even though things not working, he always there behind us, backing us, backing us. Even though his heads are down, his head always up. He likes to talk. He's a very talkative man. You always hear him out on the field, man. Yeah, he's a very, very key player in this team.
We're going to give you a little chance to concentrate.
Yeah.
Don't want a catch to come in your direction and you miss it.
So Jaron Noel takes up the attack, and again, just talking to the onside, they may look for two here as the throw comes in. Pretty good throw, but couldn't stop the two. Again, another shot, well weighted. Smart cricket, just rolling it into the onside. And of course, the man you were in conversation with just having some work to do, probably left him just in time. And delivery which is swung at by Dylan Douglas, not making contact, of course. We've seen past that the slower bowlers, the pace off deliveries, were the ones which seem to be causing the most amount of concern to the batters.
That's true. Spin has picked up quite a great deal of wickets in the tournament so far. And I think the captains have read it right. What's working, then apply it.
Yes.
All those captains have been calling on the spinners to produce. And for the most part, they've certainly done a great job.
Noel to Kotoy. Kotoy again almost going down, looking to blast it through the offside. And not making contact. 27 for 2. We're over number 5. Just get the feeling that they really do need a move on. Scoring at 6 runs and over. Projected score of 60, and think that really would not be sufficient. And Kotoy this time hitting it straight down the ground, and a dive down there, but couldn't hold on to it, and it goes into the boundary for 4. So a much needed boundary for the Blasters, and they move to 31 for 2.
Kavan, what is the general mood of your camp, the Cinnamon Pacers? What's the general mood inside in terms of confidence level, etc., etc.? We'll wait on you for your answer.
Yeah, man. Even though he always hold on.
Well,
All right, back to the question.
Once again,
the
the spin. This time, Jaron Noel getting one straight, and Kotoy looking to hit it somewhere, probably over mid-on, and not making contact. And his thumbs being shattered as we look at it again. A delivery on off stump and hitting between middle and off stump. Virtually a straight ball, which he missed. And more success for the Cinnamon Pacers as Kotoy is bowled by Jaron Noel. And we were just talking about the spin and the effects that how effective it is. And there we saw another example of it.
Very much. Kavan, tell us about the general mood, as I asked a little early on, in your camp as teammates.
The general mood, well, we not lose regardless. We always just come with the mindset that we're confident. We do what we do. Yeah, that is the general mood is we not lose regardless. We always have our head up.
And look at your own individual performance in the tournament so far. How have things gone with you? How you feel about your own performance?
It's not a bad start so far. Yesterday, then the batting, it didn't really come up for me. Yeah. And I'm playing today. Hopefully I get back. And I take a catch. I take a brilliant catch in the field today.
Great. We're going to come back to you shortly.
So Javan Noel have picked up a wicket. And so far has 1 for 7. And
Catch it, Che.
immediately
Yeah,
Narayan goes for it and is caught right down on the bungee. Duncan right there looking on the square leg bungee. And Micah Narayan, who probably the Belief Blasters so heavily dependent on, got the first one and went for a maximum and only managed to hold out to Che Duncan on the square leg bungee. So more trouble, more problems for the Belief Blasters. 31 for 3 and we're nearing the end of the 5th over.
That was a very good catch. You may say that he didn't have to go to the left, not to the right. But what was so good about it was his ability to place himself just on the edge of the boundary, just inside. And after having caught it, look back just to make sure indeed that he didn't touch the rope. That to me was a fine catch judgmentally. As I said, not that the degree of difficulty was so high to the left or to the right or having to dive forward. No, but just the presence of mind as to where he was standing, that is what made it, to me, quite outstanding.
So we're in the midst of two wickets so far in the over. And really and truly, the Cinnamon Pacers will be very happy with that. As it brings Imran Joseph to the wicket. And of course, Micah Narayan not being able to produce the heroics of previous performances. And the Cinnamon Pacers will feel that they're really in control here. 31 for 4. We're about to see the start of the 6th over. Of course, Cutson Murray will be bowling from the northern or the river end or the road end. And
Come on, just last question. The total now 31 for 4. You're happy with the performance of your team so far?
Yeah, it's been a great performance so far. Everybody coming in, chipping with the bits and pieces. It's a good all-round performance so far, and I'm really happy.
Well, all the best for the rest of the innings.
Thank you.
delivery which is tucked down towards the onside, and they can get only a single, as it was probably a slower bounce, shorter, slower ball bowled into the pitch. Therefore, he couldn't have gotten the type of timing that he wanted to. That's Imran Joseph. But he gets off the mark with one. No, in fact, Imran Joseph is now on strike. It was Dylan Douglas. He's on 8. And Katsumori will continue. Left arm around the wicket to Joseph. Joseph looking to swing a short one away.
Rather on gain.
Indeed. He will look that way most of the time. If he stays around, he will get hold of one or two.
Yeah, it really looked more like a flashing blade than a conventional cricket bat that you wanted to swap that through the onside.
Good. We expect anything too conventional from Joseph. He knows only one way, look to hit it out of the ground.
Yeah, you like to have a player like that on your team.
Wow. That was an interesting one. It was a delivery, it was outside the off stump and almost like a tennis shot, well, not quite overhead. But we'll look at it again and we'll describe what you see. Here is it. It was short, it was outside the off stump, and he just swatted it. Basically.
But I think everybody was surprised. The umpire himself was rather surprised to see that ball coming back to him with quite a rate. Had to take evasive action.
Well, it's gotten going, and delivery is turned away on the onside, so he can play conventional shots, cricket shots, as he just did. And Noel, and that's a heavyweight clash there. Well, that's two big men that has clashed there, but it's kind of things you don't really want to see in the game, because somebody can get badly injured when things like that happen. But all's well, I hope ends well.
Yeah, just colliding with the keeper. But they're both strong men, so no harm done whatsoever. It's not like a truck colliding with a mini moke.
It's not like, I mean, you can probably, you wouldn't be standing if you gotten a punch on the jaw from a heavyweight boxer.
Oh no, absolutely
No,
not.
Yes. But here is and he got hold of that. He really got hold of that, Douglas. In fact, Joseph.
Joseph.
And he prides himself on this type of batting, Pastor. Prides himself on getting after the bowlers, aggressive and hitting maximums.
That was a fine Carib power hit. It was short and onto the back foot. He rushed very quickly and lifted it clean behind square. It was an absolutely marvelous shot. The timing was superb, and the swiftness with which he was able to rock on the back foot, and then the arm speed, the hand speed was quite wonderful. Majestic, regal shot there down to backward square for 6. Welcome, boundary. 6 overs gone. All the 4s, 44 for 4. So Imran is 12, Imran Joseph 12, and Douglas. That one, given the treatment it deserved, well, they're really on fire now. That one was belted over the deep mid-wicket boundary for another Carib power hit maximum. He lifted that well. It went clean beyond the boundary. Well. So they've begun to push on. The 50 coming up in 6.1 overs. That was a fine shot, Ashley, wasn't it?
That ball to go. What a shot played. Oh, this is also.
Yeah, he has lifted that one over the deep backward square boundary, and that's gone for another Carib power hit maximum. That's 6.
Well, it's like he have signed a contract with 6s now from this particular bowler. Hitting
Yeah.
him well, and that's the second one thus far.
He's gone very quickly. Douglas has gone to 20. That was a lovely blow, really was.
Oh, down on the knees, old fashioned, and hitting it out of the ground.
Admittedly, it was a bad delivery. But I've seen bad deliveries bowled to players and not capitalized on. But this one was bad, and he lifted it as if to say, how dare you bowl me such a weak delivery along the leg side, and it went deep over backward square for a Carib power hit maximum.
So the partnership is 25 thus far, and that come very quickly.
Yeah, they're motoring along now. They've got to continue, don't stop. Driven. Might have been a drop chance there. The ball came back very quickly. That's what it looks like from here. They scamper a single in the process as the ball ricocheted from the bowler's hand. Brings Imran Joseph now into strike. Both batters can hit the ball rather hard. They're strong men. And even when timing may not be a factor because they're so strong, it can still go boundary searching. Over number 7, Noel. In to Joseph. Here he is. Joseph has a huge swing at that one and will in fact go over the boundary line for 4. I think bad miss down there. So they continue to push on. Just sort of flat batted that one. Let's look at it. Yes, and went through the offside. And a bit of a muddle messed up down there at long off.
That's Cooper, the fielder down there.
Wouldn't be happy with that, would he?
Not at all.
Yorker-like delivery right up in the block hole. Just managed to squeeze it out. So the projected score is 89, but the fact that they have really begun to accelerate, they probably will go beyond the 100. Let's see. Looking to tuck that from outside the off stump, wide signal by the umpire. Just wondering why, because it was so wide, and there was Imran Joseph seeking to pull that through the onside. Rather strange shot that.
Very strange.
A little nudge down to third man will get it all the way for 4. Here he is again. Bowls, pulls, out to mid wicket, diving effort there. Good work. And John, I think, coming across it rather quickly and restricted the batsman to.
Let's look at it again.
Your thoughts, Ashley?
I just want to think that this ball may have been 4 runs.
Just wonder
If you look at it again,
well, let's look at it. We'll get to see it another time.
where is the ball? Where is the ball at this time? Is it in his hand? If it's in his hand, then it's 4.
Yeah.
The ball has just been let out.
Yeah, just wondered. Looks rather iffy for me. Might well be that there was some contact with that body prior to him pushing the ball back. We'll get an opportunity to see it again. Now he is cutting it off here.
Oh, yeah. Where's
But
the
he's
ball?
sliding now against the rope. That's where he hits the rope.
And the
And
ball.
that's when he pushes. Looks 4-ish to me.
And the umpire.
Was there a signal? We kept looking at
No, there wasn't a signal.
Oh, okay. Well, new over here by Ryan John, who was badly beaten yesterday. Picked up 1 for 41 off 2. He won't want to repeat that, Ashley, would he?
Not at all, but he had started rather almost the same way yesterday. First delivery of a no ball, with a no ball. And here he's again starting with a no ball.
It's got to be something that he's not doing right. To be bowling no balls with alarming regularity in a T20 match, T10 match, really, that's a capital felony. Looking to turn that out on the onside. Let's see if the umpire would signal. He doesn't signal, so there was, in fact, bat attached to that. Douglas is 22. Joseph is 21. So, although Joseph is batting quicker, but they've sort of restored things somewhat. Driven down to the long on area, and that goes for 4. That was a lovely hit.
Yes, a lovely hit from Douglas. And picking it up well and placing it well. 4 runs.
But he didn't try to hit that ball too hard, if you notice. Just made sure he timed it well and slightly get the leg out, the front leg, just marginally out of the way. And hit that over long on, the ball carrying, bouncing its way merrily over the boundary line. Well played. Douglas looking to pull. Doesn't make contact. This one was much shorter. Just pull back in length.
Shorter and closer to him. Was not able to manipulate well to get it anywhere at all. The ball collected by the wicketkeeper. Ryan John is a smart bowler. He's always thinking. especially in this format.
He hasn't had the best tournament so far, though. And how challenging can that be, Ashley, when you're a senior player and you're supposed to be leading from the front, but your performance is not up to par? What sort of psychological effects does it have on you?
Quite a lot. Quite a lot. The other players, they look up to you. You are not delivering. You're under pressure.
It's called leading from the front. And
And
it's so important that every captain do that. And even if you don't perform with the bat or with the ball, but you must be able to marshal your forces, get them to peak and get them to perform to the highest potential.
this one seems to come off the pad.
Yes,
Yes.
confirmed by the umpire.
So it's the end of the 8th over, 12 deliveries remaining in this, the Bailiff Blasters inning. And Stevenson, when have you last have you drink some Bailiff tea?
Oh, let me see. I'll just go back a bit. I must have been about 3 weeks ago, and I'm a bit disappointed with that, especially I've got a Bailey tree right just behind the house. So I should be doing better than that, but I think it must have been about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think you should be really doing better than that. The natural, local.
I do agree.
Oh,
And so,
I had some spice very early this morning.
oh, lovely.
Cinnamon.
Good for you, Ashley. So we just want our listeners to know that we do have some here right in front of us. Got the cinnamon and the clove and saffron and bay leaf, all part of the spices here in Grenada. That's when a dog decides that she's going to run across the field. And she's got a bit of a limp, so we've got to...
Oh,
That goes down to third man for 4. Short delivery, and he cut at it, and cut at it hard. Took the outside edge. They say when you're going to flash hard, and
You
he
gotta
certainly did.
definitely, you got to go hard when you are going. But I thought that the third man was just a little bit at this stage of the game too much in of the play. Should be way back, saving the boundary as much as possible. But the captain up for him to be, well, right now he's back on the boundary line. Shall we saving your boundaries at this time of the game? 8.1 overs gone.
In the air. Somebody's going to settle on it. The catch taken, gone. Well, it was short, rising. The previous delivery got it down to third man, but this one was closer, and he was looking to pull, but it was a bit too high for him to have good control. Let's look at it. Ponged it in. And, well, didn't make it as much height as I thought originally, but it went steepling, and the catch taken, and so another wicket has fallen. Bailey Blasters now 78 for 5.
Good wicket to get at this time. The Cinnamon Pacers will be thinking. That of Douglas for 30. Looking very threatening. This time when Imran Joseph also there, he is on 21. More of the power hitter in the team, and Dana George, another of the big hitters, are inside there. Duncan is bowling quite smartly, not giving the batsman much room. And this time, well, it was just wider and got the treatment that it deserved.
Yeah, and he played it so nonchalantly. He played it actually as if he were there a good 40 minutes before. Now, that's the first ball he's facing. And boy, he just spanked it through the extra cover area. Saw it, eyes lit up, went after it. Great result Wonderful shot that was with ball number 1. That's amazing. This time he's inside and pulls it.
Oh,
It's
what a
gone all
shot.
the way, hasn't it? Carry maximum.
What
Power
a
hit.
shot. He kept his eyes on it, kept his position, and he placed it well. Lovely. Look at that.
And he knew exactly where he wanted to hit that ball. And it went right there. Down to backward square. 2 hefty blows in 2 deliveries.
Cinnamon Pieces looking at they will have to chase over 100 again in the last game as Duncan bowls.
Off the back foot. Hits that down 2 extra covers. Hooper comes off the boundary. Down to long off rather. So just breaking the sequence of 6s with a single. Dana George has pushed on to 13 of 3. Imran Joseph got to take up here. He's got to go hard. Goes hard, doesn't he? Yes, it does. He does. And goes all the way for another Carib. Power hit maximum, 6. Big hit. He's a strong man. Yeah. He put everything into that one. Huge shoulders. And lifted it over the mid-wicket area. Fine shot. And that was a fine way to end the over. Che Duncan being brutally treated in that lone over that he's bowled. 17 runs taken. 91 for 5. And, just
97.
1 over to go. It should be 97, shouldn't it? It would be 97 for 5.
97 for 5.
And just the last over to go of the Bayleaf Blasters innings.
So they can maybe get to 103, or maybe they can get to much more. The ball has not been found, so I think that this is the 3rd or 4th time for the day we are saying that the 3rd umpire has to go out there with the box of balls so that they can choose.
Actually, we probably, after our broadcast, should make a little walk around the ground and see whether our keen, vivid eyes will pick up something that is round, white, and about 5.5 ounces.
Most definitely so. I thought of that since the very first day I came. It is a normal thing of me whenever I end the broadcast to make a little walk around the field to ensure that I can see cleanly what the field, the pitch look like. But for some reason, just did not take that stroll out there. But it's always interesting and it's always important, I think, Stephen, that commentators, broadcasters do that in cricket.
I did quite a bit of it during the youth tournament. Here is John with his 2nd over. And they'll get a single. Thought about the 2nd run and then decided against it. The ball coming in, the throw coming in from back square.
So, John with his 2nd over and the final over of the inning. So we are in the 10th over. And Imran John will very much like to face the next couple of deliveries to ensure that the Blasters get past 100.
It can be important. Bowl him.
This is smart.
Right up in the block hole.
This is smart, and you can see his expression there.
It's amazing what these guys do. Their
Very much.
celebratory mannerisms, it's all the things that they do to celebrate.
What is it? Is it a no ball?
Would he be called back? Was it a no ball?
No, I don't think it was a no ball. The umpire did not call it
Didn't
on the
call it
first.
back.
Whatever is happening there, just can't pick up as yet. He was bold. That's what we are seeing on the screen. So I don't know.
They want to confer about something because I'm hearing through the microphone about finding out from upstairs.
Well, if it's a no ball, I think he had something behind the crease.
Was there something behind it?
Yeah, I think that there was something behind the crease.
I wonder if we can just roll that again to see indeed whether John overstepped.
Yes, he had
You think that's touch and go?
Well, looking at it on a second time, Steve, I don't think he really had anything there, you know. Foot was still up in the air after he had delivered the ball.
But he's adjudicated out.
Out.
I would still love to see that angle, not that one, the one before. You don't get it with that one, but the one before, as to whether he really, at that delivery point, was behind. Some part of it must be behind the line. So let's look at it here. I don't think I don't think a part of it was behind
Not
the
at
crease.
all. Not at all.
Certainly was not
The
at
foot
that
was
time.
still dragging forward,
Yes.
and yeah.
My humble opinion should have been called a no ball. Delivery hit down to the long on boundary, and that's going to go all the way. There's a bit of sliding down there, but the ball beat him into the boundary and got 102 now for 6. 3 more legal deliveries. But it's amazing that John has been called for several no balls in the tournament so far.
Yes, yesterday I remember he had 3. So for today, he had 1, I think it was. And we just have to do with his run-up. Maybe he might just have to take 1 step back.
Very often these players put extra pressure on themselves because it's maybe not a big match as a regional tournament. Sometimes you want to do so well that you try too hard. That's going to go down to the fine leg boundary for 4. Bad delivery, ill-directed, and must have gotten something attached to that bit of bat and goes all the way to the final fine leg boundary for 4. So just 1 delivery remaining. It's interesting, though, that we got to applaud our cameramen.
Yes. Yes.
Ashley.
They have been doing an excellent
Great job.
Really excellent job.
And to be able to, producers able to just slow that down to see whether it was a no ball. I think that was quite outstanding. Last delivery that he hits over the long off area, and that goes for 4 runs. So that completes the innings. Hit down to long off, 116 for 6, 116 for 6 of 10. Sorry, 111
11 for 6.
111 for 6. So just over 10 points. Just about 10 runs per over needed. 111 for 6 of 10. Decent total.
for the Blasters. So
So Francis Hooper picking up one, also John and Duncan all picking up one. And there was a 2-wicket haul for Jerron Newell. Custon Murray couldn't get one in the wickets column. And 116 for 6. So I think all the bowlers have done pretty well capturing wickets with the exception of Custon Murray, who had not for 13 of one. You can't really say that they were too expensive. Noel had 2 for 29, going at 14.50. But having picked up 2 wickets, I think you can spare too harsh a comment in regards to his bowling. Well, it was a good performance by Dylan Douglas, who scored 30 of only 20 deliveries. Imran Joseph had 27 of 10, and a little great cameo where Dana George got 22 of 6, of 6. And in the end, Dante Alexander was not out 5. So 111 for 6.
Stevenson, that 22 of 6 can be will be very important in this, however this game go.
I agree with you. Absolutely. To come in the back end and to do a special, as it may be deemed by Dana George, 22 of 5. That's a rate of 366. That's marvelous. Anytime you've gone past 300, it means that you're in the upper echelon of aggression.
So. Definitely so.
So Bailey Bastards 111 for 6, and Cinnamon Pacers would need to go beyond that by 1 run to win this match. So it's going to be a change of innings. The roller is out there just doing the conventional rolling of the pitch between innings, and we'll be back here shortly to have the run chase where Cinnamon Pacers will be seeking to get 112 in 10 overs.
Everybody charge up. West Indies going higher. Full of energy, energy. Everybody charge up. West Indies going higher. Full of energy, energy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody charge up. West Indies going higher. Full of energy, energy. Everybody charge up. West Indies going higher. Full of energy, energy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you look at my thumb, it's countdown of 1. And welcome back here to the Last Just playing field. Belief Blasters. Maybe saying blasted the way to 116 for 6 is a bit too exaggerated. But the Pacers need 112 in 10 overs. It's a good working total, not a massive, not a mammoth total, but a good working total. And we'll have to wait to see what the approach is going to be like. And so here is the first ball of the run chase. And gets off the mark immediately. Ball rising just around the hip height. And turned just behind square for a single. Your thoughts, Ashley? It's gettable, isn't it?
Yes, definitely it's gettable. It's just two big partnership. If this opening batsman could bat on to the fourth over with at least 50, it's quite gettable. But they will have to negotiate well with Dante Alexander, that tall, lanky bowler, young man from St. Mark.
Yeah, he's into Regis, who gets away with delivery outside the off stump, confirmed as a wide by the umpire. So extras off the mark. Of course, Nkosi St. Hilaire, who had a rather lovely innings the first day of the tournament, but hasn't really done anything special thereafter, has he?
No, not at all. He has been struggling with the bat since then.
Good opportunity here for Shondell Regis also. Turned that out on the onside and tumbling save there, just in front square. And they get a single. So we've seen a pattern throughout this tournament where wickets have fallen rather cheaply in the early stage of the innings, and then repair work has to be done. Delivery down the leg side may have just clipped the pad or the buttocks on the way through. We did talk quite a lot about Sean Delregis, who was played for. Well, started off at GBSS. It's a fine
That's
pick.
lovely play.
Turns that nicely down to deep backward square and gets a single. That was a good shot, really. Just delayed it and didn't try to hit it too early, and turned it neatly down to long leg, preferable. And he's off the mark with the boundary. Regis, he's got to 4 over number 1 in progress. Just maybe a bit disappointing that he's not really pushed on and gone further, but he's a really lovely player to look at. Alexander to Regis. Turned up on the onside. They scamper a single. Feel that mid-wicket a bit extended. So it doesn't look as though a wicket is going to be will fall in this in this first over. All but one innings, I think, where a wicket did not fall in the first over. So here is Alexander moving in now to bowl to Hilaire, St. Hilaire, who hits that and gets a single. Down to mid-off. So the over comes to an end.
So the spell has been broken for
It
this
has been
afternoon?
broken. 1 over gone. and it's 7 without loss.
Yes, Stevenson, that's a young fast bowler in Dante Alexander. I think if we can do some work with him, he could develop into a very good bowler. I don't know if he can reach the West Indies level, but he has quite a lot of potential. If you look at his run-up, he's still sort of scampering through rather than having that relaxed momentum to the wicket. And some work has to be done with him on that. But he has good pace. He has a good line, and he bungs the ball admirably well. And one of the coaches will have to take him and do some work with him.
Yeah, and so many players just want to be assured that they've got talent, they can go big, and that's where coaches and mentors come in to help them to believe in themselves. Here is over number 2, bowled by
Ramnath?
Well, he was looking to hit that over mid-wicket. Seemed to have been a full toss, was it?
Yes.
Right, try to tug that through the onside. You're right, Ashley. You should be maybe trying to hit that through extra cover or down the ground. Pulling away, not quite ready yet. He's done the right thing. When you're not quite ready, just hold up the bowler. And bowlers don't like to be held up. Don't like to go back to start from the top of the mark, particularly if they're fast bowlers. Wrapped on the pad, ball going out on the onside, a comfortable leg by. I think he'll be disappointed.
Yes, and I think Nigosi is just trying to play with too much of power rather than caressing the ball around the field. I think if he can use that approach, he will get quite a lot of runs because he's a big hitter of the ball when it comes to hitting the bad balls. But most of the times he tries to play with too much of power, and I think this is really causing his downfall.
Regis tugs that one down to deep mid wicket. Little bubble down there, which would allow the batsman to come back for the second run, did they?
Yeah.
They did. Ramnath would want to keep this as tight as possible outside the off stump onto the back foot and hits that out to extra cover. I think he'd be a bit disappointed there with that shot. Should have pierced the outside field. When it's shot like that, you've got to put that away. Wasn't a particularly good ball. This time he turns it in front of square on the offside, but the batsman has got time to run through for one. Sentinel, who used to be a much more slender individual when he was much younger, looks rather beefy these days. Looking to pierce the outside field, but can't do so. They're not off to the best start in the world. 2 overs gone. It's 12 without loss. The current run rate is 6, but they need to score at, from here,
12.50.
12.50.
Well, I think the caressing of the ball through the field, I think, is what is needed by these two batsmen, rather than hitting the ball hard to fieldsmen, trying to put a lot of power. The timing, the placement is very important in this level of cricket, especially when you have people like Sentile and Regis inside of it, 2 experienced players that started from under 15 and matured into playing into the senior cricket. They both have played for the Windward Islands at some level. So getting into that realm, getting into that mix of playing the ball on its merit, rather than trying to play that power shots, I don't think it will work for them at this time.
Yeah, it's important to know what your particular skill is and how good you are at what you do. You've got to know where you're gifted and seek to excel there and use that giftedness to your advantage. That's important. If you're a person who is known for timing, then play for timing, not so much for power. Turn nicely, just bind square on the leg side and gets a single. Yeah, and then actually, if you're a power hitter, and that's what you're known for, to hit the ball hard, then do that.
Do
because
that. Yes.
That's your strength.
Yes.
That's your talent. That's what you're gifted in. And I always draw reference to the great days when I played cricket. And I played more matches with Anthony Dixon than I played with anybody else. And we were contrasting players. I still think that Tony Dixon hit the ball as hard as, and in some cases, harder than anybody else in Grenada and possibly the Windward Islands. Onto the back foot and cuts well.
That's a good
Finds
shot.
the gap. 4 runs.
That's a good shot from Ngozi Sentile.
Beautiful. Rocked onto the back foot and cut it well. Went down to extra cover for 4. Yeah, and Tony Dixon hit the ball incredibly hard. I didn't have his power, so there's no need to try to do it like he did. But as one songwriter said, did it my way.
Yes, Tony was extremely powerful. I look at him once in Mount Horn. Oh boy.
In the air, someone goes under it, the catch is taken, no dropped. What a miss. He looks at his thumb now.
Imran, it seemed that it is Imran Joseph.
Yes, he spilled the catch, had sufficient time. Let's see how long it stood in the air, stayed there for a long time, running across to his right, covered about 15 yards. Now the ball is coming into his grasp. Never looked like catching it, quite frankly. Never looked like catching it. May have overrun it slightly, and it fell out of his grasp.
And this is what we were saying about Nkosi. Playing and playing with time, and the ball was short, and he just went into it.
Bad delivery down the leg side, and that beats the keeper. And we'll just wait to see what. Well, he just signal wide rather than leg buys. I don't think it touched the pad. So good decision there by the umpire over number 3. 20 without loss. Bayleaf Blasters against the Pacers here. Pacers 20. They haven't lost the wicket as yet, so it's a pretty good start. Short delivery outside the off stump, keenly collected behind the stumps by the keeper. So the Pacers, they still need another 92 runs, and they've got to get there in 44 balls. The good thing is that they've not lost a wicket as yet, but the required run rate is almost 13. They've got to have a big over soon. Lifts that one down to backward square, and that's going to go all the way for a carry power maximum 6 runs. Carry power hit, bad delivery, slanting down the leg side, and yes, he got inside the line. Didn't want to cover it. No, just helped it on its way, and that went all the way for 6. That was a lovely shot.
Yes, I think if you can settle down and look at the ball a little longer, you will see a much better inning from Sentile, rather than looking to place power and not timing the ball properly. So this is the football that the umpire have to get for today. Position himself well, and a lovely bat swing.
Beautiful, really lovely to behold. So, one more legal delivery to go in this over. Good over, I would think, for Cinnamon Pacers. 14 coming off it. And don't forget it has now gone on to 12, exactly 12 for over. So this has been a relatively big over. And they still got one more to go. They need at least 2 or 3 big overs if they're going to overhaul this total.
I think that it is quite, this total is quite gettable by the Cinnamon Pacers. The two batsmen inside of there, they can just settle themselves a little more and really look at the ball a little longer. I think it can be all a different ball game rather than looking just to pour the ball when the ball is not actually there as yet. So they have to settle themselves in and really bat for the team. Let's see how well they can do it.
So here is Dana George's final delivery in this over. But moving now to bowl to St. Hilaire, who is lifting that over the extra cover area, and that has gone all the way for a Carib power hit maximum. That was a fine shot. Expensive over in the end. That's exactly what they wanted. And so 20 runs coming off that over. It was sprayed outside the off stump, and he used his hands and used his reach and lifted it nicely over extra cover. That's gone all the way for 6. Fine shot. 3 overs gone. It's 32 without loss.
Keeping his eyes all the way on the ball, and that is just exactly what playing with power and trying to hit long before, but it's playing with precision, playing with timing, lovely, well positioned, well balanced, and hitting it nicely over for a Carib maximum and taking the score into 32 without loss. Required run rate of 11.43. The current run rate is 10.6. Justin, welcome back.
Yeah, and 10.6 probably just about where you want to be at this stage. And I think one of the blessed things for the Cinnamon Pacers is that they have not lost early wickets, and that has been probably what has plagued some of the teams earlier. After 3 overs, they're 32 without loss.
I think it's a strong opening pair, Nikosi and Regis, left and right hand combination.
Regis will take strike from Joseph, who really dropped Nikosi St. Louis rather badly.
Yes, bad miss.
Yeah, and probably could pay for this. Remember, there are some batsmen that just don't give that type of chances to. They will certainly make you pay. And he's one of them that can certainly.
Most definitely so.
Regis is on 19 to St. Hilaire. Here is Imran Joseph bowling down the leg side. And saw him just wringing the fingers a bit, probably still affected by that blow that he got when he tried to take the catch. But it's still an interesting game. I think anything can happen. They need to pick up some wickets. If they don't pick up, if they're not picking up wickets, they need to put a couple rather decent economical overs together. There is Joseph to Chandel Regis, wide down the leg side again. So that's 2 in succession. 34 without loss. We still haven't yet to officially started the count in over number 4. That's 2 extra deliveries, and in this shortened version of the game, you can't afford really to be giving away too many extras, too many extra deliveries.
Yes, this is very important. The extras, I was looking at the extras of the teams.
And
now he was not able to get that.
No. Pumped down the ground by Regis, the first legitimate delivery in the over pitching outside the off stump, and Regis just leaning into it, leaning backward almost, and and ensuring that he gets it high over the man at mid-off.
And that's a good shot.
Yes. And down to the long off boundary for 4. So some worries here for the captain in your picture. The delivery pitched up. Of course, the Teddy Bishop down there. And Reggie's just leaning into it and hitting it well for 4. And again, a wide down the leg side. So Joseph just not getting it right.
So the Cinnamon Pacers had 6 extras in their inning, reaching 111. And so far, on 39, the extras is 7.
So, and that may well double by the end of the 10 overs.
Now, this is an important, very important aspect of the game, extras. I remember in the very first semester of this T10 tournament, I was coaching the Cinnamon Pacers. And I remember when I was checking on the number of extras and looking at the tactics and looking at the different things that we were going through, just before the semifinals, I warned the players about the extras. And I remember in the first game we played in the semifinals, the extras came down to 3. From 13, came down to 3. And I remember warning them going to the finals. We gave 21 extras and we lost by 21 runs.
Correct. So that can well be another extra. In fact, the one for the over. It was short and it was well over the shoulder of the batsman, of the batter. And see, that was the one for the over, said the umpire. You see the
If
over
the umpire says 1 for the over, I think that the batsman must be contented sometimes and just play the game, let the game play on. And the 40 now, 40 without loss. We're still halfway through the 4th over. And the run rate 11.8, the current is 11.43. So they're doing quite well.
Yeah, 40 without loss, and you see the wicket keeper going all the way down to the back to the bowling mark with the bowler to have some sort of a conversation, and also together with Dana George.
And sometimes it's not much he's telling you. That's just the psychology of the game, part
That's
of the psyche of the game.
Joseph, a very aggressive cricketer, whether it's in batting or bowling. And he doesn't need a second invitation to show aggression. So, the entire day it continued to be rather hazy.
Yes.
It's very humid. I did see some birds feeding around the ground. In fact, there are some just behind the bowler. If you look behind the bowler, down on the far end. I don't know if it's the same thing that applies here, but when you see the birds feeding at the National Stadium in St. George, you
Yes.
know that some rain may be falling or about to fall.
Insects coming up to take evasive action, but not realizing they are just feeding the birds.
That's right. So it's just some observation. And it is possible that it may be raining in some other parts of the country. It does look rather hazy, rather dark in some areas, but that would be over Mount Agnes, over that area.
So the batsman was actually correct. We have just seen the replay, the umpire inquiring from the third umpire. It was a widely given.
Right, so it's 41 for no loss. We have barely had any chance to say no loss for quite a long time. In fact, for most of the game.
Yes.
Wickets have fallen very regularly, very early in the piece. Again down the leg side and lucky to get away with that because it was down the leg side and flicked away behind square. Luckily, Blash was in a very good position to just come across a yard or so to his left to do the fielding.
42 with a loss.
Yes, and just all over the place, Imran Joseph.
Just not settled for this bowling spell, but he had a wonderful bowling spell yesterday.
It hit the glove really hard. And a little finesse, just a slow ball. It's just turned down again. It was third man. And the single was had, 43 without loss. So you want to say that they're probably doing it rather easily. They're scoring at 11.73, requiring 10.89, which should be quite manageable. And even as we talk, the sun has just made a fool of everything we were saying, showing us that it's out there. And another wide. Yeah. You do tend to think that sometimes, the sun will say to the cloud, well, even if you outscore me, I'm still here.
The sun is always there.
Yeah. So there's constant battles between the sun and the cloud. Again, just drifting towards the onset, but a much better delivery. It was a full length. And probably wondering to himself, when will the over be finished?
Yes,
And
he's still got
there's
one
still
more to go.
No, it's over
Oh,
now.
it's over.
It's over.
It's over,
Yeah,
it's
so
over.
it's the end of the over. Yeah, so at the end of it, at the end of 5, at a 4, still saying 3.5 on the board.
45 with a loss.
But yes, 45 without loss. And the better partnership we've seen at the top of the innings, although there were a chance. Of course, the batsman isn't responsible if you do not hold on to your chance. That's not the fault of the batsman. Means that they did offer you, make you an offer which you did not accept.
So Micah Narayan is going to pick up the attack from the pavilion end.
Yes, and he will try to just steady the ship. He's one who has very good control. I think what we'll see from him is a lot of slower balls, maybe Yorkers. No longer have the type of pace to be as a young as a under 19, under 15 cricketer. It was a lot quicker.
I also the type of bowler who, when he assesses the pitch, he will bowl leg spin.
Yes.
Never worry to run in and bowl. Micah Narayan, very good with the bat. Excellent fieldsman. Captain Grenada under 15. Yeah.
Already sort of piss off the ball and not timed by Nicozy Saint-Hilaire. He's on 21 from 12. Shondell Regis is on 15 from 11.
Micah had also been the captain of the Grenada under 15 team that won the 2004 Winwood Islands under 15 tournament.
He's been around for a while. There we have you could almost read the marking, the writing on the ball as it goes up the pitch, very slow. And Regis had to wait on it and play it out into the offside and pick up a single. So it should be what, 46?
46, yes, 46.
Our screen isn't yet back with us. A series now in. And Saint-Hilaire goes for it. He hits it high and he hits it long. And it goes all the way.
And this brings up the 50.
let's say it's 52. Has floated up there to Saint-Hilaire, and he just 57, 47 it is, yes. 53, yeah, 53, yeah. So, 53 after the maximum. We're in over number 5. And Saint-Hilaire this time gets one, which skips a bit low and skips through, goes through the field and will go for 4. Oh, no, in fact, no. Just a slight misfield there. And for one moment, I thought it has gone right through Kotoy there at backward point. I couldn't quite hold on to it and had to be cleaned up by Dana George coming off the boundary. He brings the left hander into strike. Shondell Regis is on 16, 28 to 29 to Nikosi, 16 to Shondell Regis. So he's back on strike and will be taking strike from Micah Narain. And struck on the pad, loud appeal and out like before. Well, there we saw it, a Yokai length delivery, almost hitting Regis on the full. And Michael Narain has come in and has effected the breakthrough. And the first wicket going down at 54 in over number 5. In fact, it's right up there. And Shondell Regis having to play around the pad and not making contact. And I don't think there can be too much question as to whether he was well out there.
Not at all. It was right there, and Regis had no answer for it.
Yeah, so Michael Narain has come in and he has, despite being struck for 6, 1 for 9, he has certainly broken through. And one really doesn't know what will happen. You get one, he might quickly get a second. So he was deep in the crease. He had nowhere to go really. Trapped on the, well, not even on the crease, but behind the crease. And giving out LBW. So 1 for 54. Good partnership. One of the better partnerships we've seen. In fact, the first partnership over 50 in the tournament?
Opening partnership, yes, I think
opening partnership.
it has been.
Saint-Hilaire is on 29. Michael Narain, 1 for 9 so far. And a little bit of balance now in terms of the rate. The current rate, 11.17. Of course, the required rate, 11.23. So very not much in it. And that's what really the Cinnamon Pacers need to do. Just keep the scoreboard ticking along. So Daniel Williams has come in.
But he got a wonderful inning. Yes, and if he can repeat that, well, this game will be over soon.
Wide on the leg side. So the extras continuing to mount.
There are some 10 extras thus far.
Well, he's doing he believe Blasters no good. Gotta take far better care of the ball. I will just the left hand, right hand combination, making it a little difficult. And clipped up on the offside. Dante Alexander scrambling there to keep it under control.
Yes, a tall man. He has to come from a very height to get down there, but he did well. At the end of the 5th over halfway, Cinnamon Pacers still need 56 to get 30 balls gettable.
Yes, it's 50-50. 56 in 5. 56 for 1. So they have managed to score 56 in the first 5. So they just need to repeat that. And they'll be well on their way. Type of game that sometimes can really feature out into some kind of exciting finish. Difficult to say any of the team is in total control. They're just scoring at the rate which is required.
Ramnat, who has been very economical in his first over, comes back. And Williams driving. And there is only one run for him. So he gets off the mark.
Okay, it should be on 2, Williams. 57 should be 57 for 1. So it brings Nicosis Saint-Hilaire onto strike. A delivery down the leg side and called wide, signal and called by the umpire. Slanting ever so slightly down the leg side. And here he is again, and St. Louis strokes it up towards long on. And there can be another single. So he takes the score and make it on to 59. And here's Ramnath. Good delivery again, just beating Williams there a little bit for probably for pace. The ball bouncing a bit. Williams was into the shot, seemed to be into the shot a little bit too early, but managed to pick up a single on the offside. Ramnath ball shot, it's struck in the air. This time, will it be taken? It's high in the air and it has dropped safely. As the delivery struck in the air on the onside and scrambling 60 for 1. There's 3 deliveries left in the over. Ramnath will want to finish strongly. Williams on strike. Ramnath pongs down the ground. That will probably go all the way. Yes, it does. So a delivery on the pad, and Williams, who we saw quite a bit of yesterday, he did play a magnificent inning yesterday. This time, he pitched up on the pad and easily pumped over the boundary for 67 for 1 with 1 ball to go in over number 5.
Well, Williams really likes it in that area, and once you're going to drift there, he's going to dispatch it.
Here is Ramnath, as I said, needing to finish strongly. Well, as the ball is struck down to long on with Teddy Bishop. He's stationed for a single, so that's the end of over number 6. At the end of it is 68 for 1. St. Louis is on 31 from 17. Daniel Williams is on 10 from 5. Ramnath has finished his 2, not for 15. And Cinnamon Pacers 68 for 1. Still requiring 44 runs in the next 4 overs. And I ask the question probably, which of the teams will break first? What do you think, Ashley?
Well, Belief will have to get some quick wickets here. And if they do, they can put the Cinnamon Pacers under some pressure. But if they don't get wickets and these 2 batsmen continue how they are going there, at least 2 or 3 big overs could just take them home.
Imran Joseph, who struggled a bit in his over previously, has returned. It's a crucial time. Reminding you that you can be here very early tomorrow morning at 9:15. In fact, start tomorrow morning. There are 3 games scheduled tomorrow. And Chenis will do the post-match in leaving for the evening. Oh, sorry. Right, so
44 needed in 24 deliveries.
I was saying we probably won't see Rondell this evening at least.
Williams on 10 from 5. Saint-Hilaire 31 from 17 as Josie bowls to Williams.
This time not a
An
bad
exciting Benjamin asking the umpire. He's not interested. So the required run rate is 11.48. Currently, Simon Pacers are at 11.3.
So remember, there are 3 games tomorrow, please God. The action starts at 9:15. As a full toss is hit in the air and over Teddy. And that will go what? 1 bounce into the boundary it seems. And it's 6. In fact, it goes all the way. So not much could have been done there. He was well inside the rope, and probably that is what Joseph was saying. You should have been back, my son.
It's 74 for 1. And Williams continues 16 from 6. Nice little cameo at this time. St. Hilaire is on 31. I don't think there is anything extra that they have to do, but just keep on batting the way they are batting.
He's going for a pull on the onside. He's thrown it up. There's an appeal for caught behind. And the umpire so far is unmoved. Probably will. He's out, in fact. He's given out. In fact, he probably looked across to his left at the other umpire, maybe just to see confirmation as to whether he did carry. And from here, yes, it looked like he carried cleanly. And therefore, the batsman Daniel Williams has to go. He has to go for 16 from 7. So, still chipping away. 74 for 2. And an important wicket, the wicket of Williams.
Well, yeah, definitely so. The batsman coming in, he have to play a pivotal role with Nikosi, and Nikosi just have to keep batting the way he's batting, not trying to do anything different.
So the experienced Asif Hooper is coming to the...
A little bit of experience is coming in, but again, it's only one delivery to get a batsman out.
So require 38 from 21. You still have to get that though. Spice of how comfortable our position, how comfortable you may feel. And with the game of cricket, you can never rest on your loins. So changes so quickly.
Until the final ball bowls. So it's very interesting. Halfway through this over, Imran Joseph, 1 for 19.
Had a really torrid first over.
Yes.
Number of wides. Probably will be feeling a lot better with himself now. It's midway into the 7th over. Still get the feeling that it can really develop into a tense finish for this evening. Super drops it down on the offside and goes through for a single. 75 for 2. Asif Hooper is off the mark. He's on 1. Sentile, who is on 31, comes back into strike. Guy whom probably a lot will depend on from here on.
Yes, he has to really. He is in. He's on 37 from 17 balls. Got a good strike rate. So just got to keep playing and playing sensibly. Put the bad balls away when they come. You take the singles and you keep rotating the strike.
Of course, the only thing that the Bailiff Blasters may have something to say about that. So deliberately short again and just going down the leg side and appeal there for wide, given now by the umpire. It was short and it was slanting down the leg side. That's 1 for the over. In fact, it was over the shoulder of the batsman. Indicating that there are 2 deliveries left in the over. Indeed, there is 76 for 2. Sentile remains on 31. Asif Hooper is on 1. Sentile is a fairly short man, so a lot of short deliveries will definitely go over his shoulder. And he gets under this one and it gets it away. This goes a long way for 6.
Oh.
So Imran Joseph
What
losing his line.
beautiful shot.
Yeah, but badly losing his line. Bowling it down
Well
the leg side.
timed. Oh,
Yeah.
look at it. Well positioned, well timed, and well placed.
We see a lot of those from him
Magnificent.
in the first game. We saw a lot of those from him. Just this pick up on his pad, basically. Anytime you pitch in that area, just pick it up and launch it down in that area. And it has gone a bit out of the arena and will be picked up by someone outside the ground. And certainly that will help. Second power maximum, second maximum in the over. So it's another expensive over by Iman Joseph. So for 1 for 27.
Oh, look at the lovely position. Look at the eyes following the ball. Beautiful sight.
Really not
Cameraman on track.
the type of line you would want to be employing at this time.
82 for 2.
This has certainly been
Yeah,
a
but-
fairly big over.
13 runs of the over thus far. Got one more deliveries to go. 30 runs of 19 deliveries. Falling on the bunks. And one more. 83 for 2. And St. Hilaire moves to 38 at the end of the 7th over. So it's 18 deliveries to get 29 runs. And the required run rate is 9.67. The current is 11.86 with 8 wickets in hand. The possibility is that Cinnamon Pacers can walk out here with victory, all depending on what happens in the next 3 overs.
So change of glove for St. Hilaire. Once again, his son has lost the battle against the Cloud. Cloud has really taken over. It has clouded a bit more, in fact, in the last half an hour. And we no longer just seeing rather glazed shadows of the players out on the field. So a single for a crisp shot down the ground by St. Hilaire. 84 for 2. Probably not the close to probably the darkest we've seen
Yes.
for the day.
For the day, yes.
Sun is totally obscured. Of course, we're winding down, we're getting into the evening. Hooper haven't had much of the strike at all. Just one ball so far. Micah Narayan has come back to pull something back up. Oh, and he's bowled him. Well. Just about to say that Micah has come back and he needs to pull something out of the hat. Well, he has certainly pulled a big thing out of the hat.
Well, this is very smart bowling, Hector. He has bowled wicket to wicket. You miss, I hit. And that is smart bowling in this situation of the game. But I don't think it was really necessary for that shot at this time because you are above the current run rate. So you just had to play it. Nikosi already hitting sixes. So they had put themselves into just a slight little bit of pressure here. Still 25 to get from 16. The captain, Ryan John.
I want to think Hooper was just undone by a good delivery. The ball was almost a Yorker length. Probably just moving away from him a shade, looking to drive on the offside and missing. And the ball cannoning into the middle and off stump. Well, they continue to chip away, picking up wickets, and I think that's what will help. So I think it's important for them now to be able to break that partnership. One of Ryan John and, of course, Nicholas St. Louis. It's probably the 2 premier batsmen on the team in terms of exposure and experience. But again, Micah Narayan will like to believe that he's up there with them.
Yes, definitely so.
And John strikes it down the ground. And Again, Teddy Bishop right there on the long off boundary. And picks up a single, 85 for 3. We're in the-
Timing and placement.
Yes, we're in midway into the 8th over. Batsman tends to feel pressure where there really isn't much pressure. Of course, as long as the scoreboard is present, you're glimpsing at the scoreboard, there's always a feeling that you need to do some more.
Scoreboard pressure, you call it. So it seems like he's running on the pitch and the areas where
I think they just had something behind. I think they was reviewing the no ball. Just had something behind when he landed.
he's not
Remember
a,
the
he's not a culprit of no ball.
Well, it's a no ball, in fact. I thought
no
he
ball?
had something behind, but no, the umpire ruled that he didn't. It was a very close thing. You look at the landing. I think with the no ball, it has to be where the initial landing was. Not where you finished, but where you landed first. But it's a free hit and a chance for Saint-Hilaire to really make it count.
Got to capitalize. Got to capitalize. A 6 will take them to 92 and getting closer.
Remember, it's 112. And it goes high into the air. One-handed. Where has that gone? That has gone down to the long out and he's what has happened? One bounce, in fact, down to the man at long on. And because the St. Louis hands coming off the bat. Let's look again at what happened. He was taken, but it's a free hit, of course, we know. He was caught down there. But of course it was a free hit and a boundary to follow that. So one can hear the applause as the Cinnamon Pacers gets closer. And
It's 92.
92 for 3.
20 runs still to get.
Yeah.
In 14 deliveries.
Yeah. So it should be
Gettable.
rather easy. One should not. I don't say you can't, but you probably should not lose the game from here.
From here. Yes,
If
I do
you're-
agree with
if
you.
You're human, if you're Cinnamon Pacers, 92 for 3. And delivery which is really slower delivery, which defeated Saint-Hilaire outside the off stump. Looking to cast it somewhere down the ground. Couldn't make contact so far. Even one no ball, a wide. 6 and 1, 7 and 2, 9 runs in the over. So Micah Narayan so far 2 for 20. He's in his final over. Probably somebody will have to bowl an XO and pumped away through the offside and through the onside. And that has gone for 6, in fact, all flat, for 4, in fact. But the umpire did signal 6. So we need to just confirm that. It's 6 it is over the offside field. And one can see it, yes. Oh, in fact, it's just almost through the hands of the fielder there at deep extra cover, deep cover. And takes the total on to 98. So that means it's only 13 to go. 14 to go.
Nicosi get into a half century.
Yes.
24 delivery. Well
Yes.
played.
Yeah. So he's 51. When he scores big. He has just been a little. Last 2 innings really haven't gotten off. Very important cog in the batting of the Cinnamon Pacers.
Mike Carrera went 2 for 26. Dante Alexander. And none for 8. Coming back. 98. Cinnamon Pacers still need to get some
14.
14 of 12 deliveries.
I expect they will. And they probably try to get it in this over. Well, not with this attempt by Nicosi St. Louis. It was a slow ball, apparently.
That's Ryan John.
Ryan John, yes. And when you're that tall, any variation in pace can be very difficult to pick.
Very difficult to pick. Very important. Well said. Could imagine the batsman in the days with Joel Garner.
Yes. Very difficult. Come from a tremendous height. Got to Ryan John in behind it and just tucks it away down to third man. Blash comes off the boundary. And they've gotten some extras. So quite slippery. They might get another. And Teddy Bishop there just ambling in from the boundary. Not really alert at all. Not showing no great urgency. Can't afford that. 101 for 3. Probably they have given up already.
Definitely so. Sloppy bit of work from the fieldsman down there. With 11 runs still needed from 10 deliveries. Minding you all the time that play starts very early tomorrow morning. Starts at 9:15. Of course, there are 3 games tomorrow, Saturday. And high into the air. And that will go all the way again. That's a
6.
beautiful shot.
Yes.
You can't ask for a better shot at this time from a man who is in form. He races to 57 and 107. So the Cinnamon Pacers need only 5 runs to get for victory. And there are 9 balls remaining.
And it must be
9 runs remaining. So, sorry, let's see, it's 5 runs. Cinnamon Pacers, yes, coming up now requires 5 runs in 9 deliveries.
So they definitely want to finish that in this over. I don't think they would want to go beyond this over. It's just one strike away.
Definitely so. Yeah. As the mountains here at close to Las Vegas begin to get more hazy. No threat of rain. As Alexander bowls.
And there is
gone. Magnificently played. What a shot. And I think that's the shot of the day.
And that's it. That's the end of it.
That's the end of it. Cinnamon Pacers coming out on top. Again in victory here. 113 for 3. Nico Zicentile not out on a magnificently played 63. And Cinnamon Pacers winning by 7 wickets. Bailey Blasters, good total. And we see that spectator picking up there and throwing the ball back into the field. He seems to be knowing some about cricket. The way he has positioned himself and really throw that ball out back outside of there. Yeah, so Cinnamon Pacers, celebration time.
Yes, and an important win for them too. Needed probably to win today to get back on par with the other teams. And as we continue to see in the tournament, there is no one team who has the real ascension. Each and every one of them would have lost at least one game, which is keeping things rather close as the handshakes. And I think I can just understand the way Imran Joseph would be feeling now after dropping Nicosi St. Louis pretty earlier on.
Well, he did play. He did 63, not out.
Did turn out to be a rather expensive drop. And just one of the days when, you know, can probably Nicosi will say to him, now you dropped the match, thank you.
Nicosi will definitely be the player of the match. Yeah. But in a run chase of 113, and you're giving away 13 extras. This is too much.
Yes, indeed. You have to take more care of the ball. You have to, you have to be more clinical in your executions. And the Cinnamon, the Bailey Blasters cannot boast of a real clinical match way in which they have gone about things. They have a few lapses in the field. The bowlers they did present a number of extras, and of course, they paid the price. So,
definitely, you have to be on top. This is one aspect of the game you have to always be on top with.
So, I think tomorrow we'll see the start of the IPL. I think we'll continue from tomorrow.
Yes.
So, busy days in cricket around the world.
Cricket right around the
Yeah.
globe, 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Cricket.
So, unfortunately, the way the CPL had to be postponed, of course, neighbors at war. I think it's good that though that they quickly came to their senses and talked to each other and probably saved the world.
So Nicosi sent here not out on 63 of 21 deliveries. He had 7 sixes, a strike rate of 242. And close to him we had Regis 16, Williams 16, Ryan John not out on 4. And we had some 13 extras, 8.4 overs, 113 for 3 cinnamon pieces, winning by 7 wickets.
So we are with 113 for 3. Extras, generous 13. Still have to say generous. In 10 overs, 13 extras is quite generous.
Yes, quite generous. Yeah. A gift on a Friday.
As we await the presentation ceremony. And of course, as soon as that is ready, we'll send you down to...
So the Bailey Blasters, 116 for 6. Douglas 30, Imran John 27 of 10. And we had Dina George Kami of 22 in 6. 2 wickets for Noel. 1 each for Francis and Hooper. Cinnamon Pieces getting there. 113 for 3 of 8.4 overs with Nicosi Sentile not out on 63 of 26 deliveries. Sean Regis had what? Some 16 of 4. And Daniel Williams, he had 16 of 8. Micah Narayan, 2 for 26 of 2. Imran John, 1 for 28 for 2. And Dante, none for 23 of 1.4. Cinnamon Pieces winning by 7 wickets.
So a welcome victory for, of course, the Pacers, having lost their previous encounter and are in danger probably of slipping a little bit further behind. But a victory today, of course, will, as I said, bring them back on par with the others. So far we have had no unbeaten teams in the tournament. Everyone would have lost at least one game. And so it speaks to the competitiveness of the tournament.
And this is good for cricket.
Of course, the West Indies have selected a captain. And
okay, so welcome to the post-match presentation for the second match of the day. The Bailey Blasters coming up against the Cinnamon Pacers. I have here with me Micah Narayan. Micah, things not really going your way today.
Well, first of all, I think the team played very well. We had enough runs on the board, but I don't think we bowlers bowled in the right area. And when you drop catches in games, it costs you the match, and that's what happened to us.
All right, so really, these are the areas that you may want to work on. In terms of your bowlers, really, any opportunity maybe to use a bit more spin?
Well, not really. I just think we bowl a lot of bad deliveries, and the batsman capitalized on it, and that cost us the game.
All right, well, good luck to you and the Bailey Blasters as you continue in the tournament. It's still early days.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Micah Narayan, the captain of the Real Property Bailey Blasters. We're going to have a chat with the winning captain, that's the Cinnamon Pacers. Ryan, really a good performance from you. I think this is the second time we have a 50 in the tournament from a batter. What's your thoughts on your team's performance?
Yeah, we did really well today. Obviously, we started well again in the power play. We lost it a little bit in the middle phase, and then came back to bat. And I must commend Nicosi. He did really well again for us. And we always stress on one of our main batters having to bat through the innings, and he did just that. And we must commend him for that.
All right, so you seem to be gathering a bit of momentum. Tell your fans where you're heading.
We're definitely looking for the title, but obviously we have to take one match at a time. So we're not gonna look too far ahead, and let's see how it goes.
All right, well, thank you very much for chatting with us, Ryan, and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that was Ryan John. We're going to go straight into the presentations. We have the power hitter, we have the impact bowler, and so we're going to call on the president of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Norman Gilbert, to present the impact bowler, and that goes to none other than Jumal Francis. All right, we're just going to quickly have a chat with Jumal. Jumal, good returns for you today. Tell us what's your thoughts on your performance.
I just go to the plan today, keep it tight on the body and no extras.
All right, so we've seen you last year in the tournament. We see you this year coming into your own. What can the Jumal Francis fans expect?
The same thing, keep the same plan, no extras, minimize the boundaries and have a good power play.
All right, so that was Jumal Francis, y'all. That's one of our under-19 players, really coming good today. So kudos to him. We are going to go to the next presentation, which is the Carib power hitter, and that goes to none other than Nkosi Saint-Hilaire. And really dispatching the bowling. And well, I'm not going to get in. I'm just going to allow him to be presented also with the man of the match. And so a really good all-round performance from him. Nkosi, tell us quickly, what was your mindset going out to bat in this innings?
Well, we had a team plan, and the plan was to go at the run rate 11 and over, and we were successful at it, and just end up getting a few big hits at the end to bring it home quickly.
All right, well, you seem to be the man in form in this tournament so far. Second 50 being notched up. I think possibly you may be the second or third highest scorer. How does it feel, being out there and really striking the way you are?
Well, I feel good, but I'm looking for consistency.
All right, so consistency in performance. Well, definitely. I want you to just quickly tell the Cinnamon Pacers fans what to expect from Nkosi Saint-Hilaire.
Well, I just want to entertain the fans and to do as much as possible for my team.
All right, so there you had it. That was Nkosi Saint-Hilaire, and he brings an end to the post-match presentation. We want to just let you know that we have come to the end of day 5 of the Dream 11 Spiceisle T10 Season 5. We're heading into day 6 tomorrow. We're going to have 3 games coming at you as early as 9:30. And so we want you to be locked in. We're going to bring you all the action right here from the Last Suggest playing field in the Season 5 of the Dream 11 Spiceisle T10. Until then, C.R. John, Justin Hector, Stevenson Worm, Ashley Cummins, the production crew, TNR Communication, and all the persons who helped to make this possible. We say good evening. See you tomorrow.